Acceptable for someone to create a documentary about you without your approval, how would you feel if it happened to you?
It's like
Definitely not acceptable. It's facetious and petty.
right. It's like somebody putting out your sex tape.
Yeah, if you want to make, yeah, exactly.
It's like
Without
damn,
your permission.
And you're not an actual star.
And they doing,
the lighting wasn't good or nothing.
yeah, they're
It's
trying to make you just look bad.
Like, what
wanted to be a dope documentary.
You gotta be dope.
Show who you are, what you've done.
I don't know, boy.
You've accomplished. Like, yeah, documentary is a big thing. Like, you don't want nobody doing a documentary about some like trying to just make your whole character look weak. Like that's petty behavior.
I want to know the company that did it so we could talk, you know what I mean? Because if it's on me, I need, you know what I mean?
I don't understand
Right.
why that's like legal to do though.
Documentary is more like a
It seemed like
mockumentary.
it,
How can it
they-
even
they
be called a
story that ill,
documentary
you
though?
can-
Because you call a documentary when it's not when it's.
once you become if you're
If you
a
that
public person,
figure,
you're in the
they can just
news.
do it.
You can be Google.
So do you think that it's wrong or not?
I
I'm
think
not
is
with
why
it.
wouldn't you want the person?
True.
Call us squatters.
Yeah, he called you guys squatters and said you guys owe $250,000. So is that true?
I don't know nothing about I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, so you guys have paid your rent.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay. All right, now, to put it in perspective, though, you said
What?
you weren't taking aim.
No, we not making our podcast not going. We don't talk about people. We take things and internalize it. We was talking about, it was a general conversation about do people have the actual right to make a documentary about you, and how would you feel if it was you? But I get where you're coming from. But at the same time, I'm not trying to walk nothing down. Like if it's smoke, it's smoke.
All right, well, here
We know
is
that.
I'm.
Yeah,
so
we know that. But everybody panties is a bunch. Oh my God, 50.
it doesn't feel like this is a big.
No, it ain't nothing.
Yeah,
But
okay.
the thing is,
The intention was not to come in.
If you shooting and you saying they and these guys and you got a picture and I'm in a picture, I'm shooting back, and it's with whoever. It's
Okay.
with whoever, whenever, however,
You know.
whatever.
Hello, this is Big Ant, the spokesperson. We support an upcoming episode of Urban Politicians TV. Be sure to stay, always be on your pivot, dude. Had to get in touch with 50 Cent in order to take things further and target Jim Jones. As he hit the timeline last night, Mayo Fabulous and Dave East observed their conversation regarding his Diddy doc and thought that they weren't speaking correctly. He called them squatters, said that they owed money on the space they were using, and called them explosives, among other things. Then he posted the video that you all watched at the start. After that, Mayo immediately replied, aimed straight at him. Then he talked about it a little more on the show with Angela Ye today. Additionally, if you want to hear the complete context of what they were saying about the document, you can watch the Let's Rap About It podcast with their show by clicking on the link I included in the description. Additionally, Angela Ye was present, and 50 Cent did not choose to post this on his page. This wasn't on my to-do list, but I'll find time if you insist. You know I don't stop at 50 Cent action, and I'm in the process of purchasing the location where you shoot and 50% of your podcast. Why buy half the podcast when you can buy the entire thing and make it a full 100%? Mayo retorted after learning of this. Additionally, he tagged the Let's Rap About It podcast. 50 Cent is now utilizing this for commercial purposes, claiming that he will purchase the show and other similar claims. I'm not sure how that would go. As 50 Cent claims, I'm not sure if they are indeed squatters exploiting this seemingly abandoned space. Perhaps he's saying I have some insider knowledge. I am aware of your whereabouts. Perhaps he did some research on it. I'm not sure how to demonstrate how none of that can be verified. He knows what he's doing just for 50 Cent. For him, all of this is marketed. He has been doing this in the game for around 20 years. He entered this as a face and the brand of employing the capital C's, as I warned you. To keep the algorithm in motion, there must be controversy, chaos, confusion, conflict, and confrontation. We also included crashing out in that scenario. However, these guys won't give up. They will alternate back and forth. They even knew Mayo, which is why he answered immediately. I was able to take advantage of this opportunity. He actually said, "Hey 50, you're a dude that helped me get into this game," which put Mayo in a difficult spot. I might not be here today if it weren't for you. Do you understand what I mean? I have to give you credit for that. However, since they weren't discussing that documentary, I won't give up and simply accept that you run all over me or anything similar. There was no mention of 50 Cent's name. They didn't mention his name. But when you bring up the document within the same period as the Diddy document that 50 dropped, you realize that you're talking about 50. Slice the pie and market it, regardless of how you try to sugarcoat it. Right there, you're talking about 50. He's aware of it. He's already having problems with Jim Jones in this circumstance. So when he said, hey, they're referring to me, it absolutely caused him to say, you know what? I'm effed to go with them right now. Because they had their small belongings earlier in the year, the latest events involving Jim Jones and Yayo. He was therefore undoubtedly searching for any chance to attack him. Why don't you utilize it now? I'm attractive. The Netflix documentary continues to gain popularity and be discussed. I can also trend in this way. 50 Cent has always been in this particular game. He has never left it. If you go back to the early stages of his career, he even reached the point where he said, I'm gonna turn it into the business side later on. Even with the stuff he pulled, like with Chameleon that one time. I always refer you back to where he threw him an alley so they could get it to him back and forth, and then said, hey, let's take it to the front page. Now, some of these beefs between 50B and the individual may not be that deep, but he also uses them as a commercial tool. I'm not aware of this one at the moment, but he's claiming to purchase the building and take over the podcast. However, Mayo says, hey, if you come at me, I'm going back at you. Thus, there are now only a few layers to this. There is currently a great deal of commotion in New York. Hey, we came in the podcast game, Mayo would say. We need to be prepared for this online. Without a doubt, they spoke in the documentary, but I didn't feel like they went all out and went really crazy about it. However, you are aware of how things work when there is existing tension. Back then, Fab and 50 had a few little problems. In the end, they performed music together. With them, everything was straightforward and cool. Dave East, I have no idea what their circumstances are. Hey bro, you done brought me in this thing, Mayo said to itself. Do you understand what I mean? So, man, it's simply going online and having a conversation. 50 Cent also possesses that mindset. You're dealing with folks I don't bother with if you're among people I don't like. Hey, it's yours. Acquire it. If I'm not locked in with you and stuff, get up in there. Thus, that is the current situation. Regarding the squatting issue, as I mentioned earlier, I won't put up with squatting in someone else's home or circumstance. However, if the building is abandoned, then that's exactly what it is. Recognize your lifestyle. Finagle it if you can, and then you will be the property's owner. No one is claiming it if it has already been abandoned. Nobody is using it at all. Hey, use that as a starting point. I just see it that way. However, I am unable to claim that they are squatting for show. Nevertheless, the podcast is going well. For example, their numbers have been steady. The discussions are quite interesting. And because you are viewing them as artists who have participated in the game, their experiences or their words, that is a new kind of audience. The Jim Jones podcast is succeeding. Additionally, he mentioned that he has a large studio to use and that he would have to develop creative areas there. So, if I'm not mistaken, that is where they are filming. He also has his own podcast, a barbershop, recording studio, podcast, and more could all be found under one roof. We'll have to wait and see how things work out. Tell me what you all think. More films and other content are on the way. 1,000 for the show.